Hello and welcome to Blabbermouths.
William,
Eleni.
why are we here?
I clowned ourselves. Oh my god, I'm like a baby. That was weird.
Ew, baby clown's gross.
Sorry.
Why are we here? Tell us what you did.
I clowned us again into thinking Taylor Swift was going to release something.
Well, one, if you're an audio listener, Will is dressed in a clown costume. Two, if you're just joining us, last week he went on this long tangent trying to convince me that Taylor Swift was going to do something at the AMAs because of the lettering on her merch store.
I mean, all the signs were there.
Were they, or were you making up the signs?
That's like that Oprah meme that's like, were you silenced or were you silent? It's like, were those signs there or were you delusional?
Yeah. Yeah. Were you clowned or are you a clown?
2 days after this recording, Taylor Swift announced she spent $360 million on the Masters, and she hadn't even started re-recording Reputation TV.
This is what's messed up about being a Swiftie or like being a Taylor Swift fan. She has gone too hard on the Easter eggs that now fans are looking places where there's nothing there. They're like, her dress was orange.
Yep.
National Cheeto Day is Sunday. It must be happening.
She's actually creating more delusional people.
But she's putting a lot of people in clown college.
She's putting a lot of them through clown college.
She's bringing a lot of clowns out of the woodwork.
Including non-Swifties and Swifties alike.
Spoiler alert, there was no announcement at the AMAs. There was actually no Taylor Swift in sight.
No.
Did she even win an award?
No, allegedly it was the first time she's never won an award at the AMAs. But after
Again,
how the AMAs went, did you really want to win one?
Flash forward, the AMAs were not a big deal, not very good. In fact, it kind of just looked like a Jennifer Lopez ad. The internet ate it up. No one cared.
Funny enough.
You have to take the nose off.
For the listeners at home, I had to take the nose off because it was like
You couldn't
cutting off
breathe?
circulation. The AMAs were basically nothing.
We were like, this is what everyone's be talking about. No one cared.
Am I allowed to take it off?
Yes, you've done serving your penance for
Okay.
clowning.
I'll save it for when I clown in the future.
Yes, which will be many times.
Perfect. I won't share anything about Taylor Swift for at least a while.
Thank you. You saw a pretty popular artist who did release real music.
Yes, of course. Beyonce. I'm wearing actually her New York, New Jersey exclusive merch. And it's Beyonce smoking a cigar on top of the Statue of Liberty.
Gorgeous.
And I actually also got a hat that says Cowboy Carter. And on the hat has a beer opener. Drink beer.
Like what?
I don't know where that's going to come to play in my life.
Oh, that's kind of like a cute pickup line. Like you're at a bar and you're like, oh, hey, fella,
Boy.
you need your beer open? Let me take my hat off.
Okay, I wish I had the hat with me now. Can I just bro play and pretend I'm doing it?
Sure.
Hey.
Ew. That was disgusting.
Hey, you trying to open that beer?
What is that?
That was my country male straight voice.
Why are you talking in a southern accent?
You know, I'm deepening the voice.
Just be normal.
Beyonce, she was amazing, I have to say. There was a funny quote from Trixie Mattel, who was basically like, oh, how was it seeing Beyonce? And she was like, it was the first time I felt to be proud to be an American in a really long time.
So true.
I'm like,
How was Beyonce? It's the only thing that's made me proud to be American in a long time.
that's how it felt. It was like very moving, spiritual, fun, and exciting.
I feel like I've only been proud to be an American a few times in the past few years.
Yes.
One, that. Two, the Olympics. I was suddenly like,
Right.
ooh, I love being America.
That's propaganda you would fall for, right?
The Olympics, I was like, wait, I'm proud. Well, I didn't do anything interesting, so no need to catch up on my life because it's just boring and nothing's going on.
Well, summer's coming, so there's going to be a lot of things.
I think I cried.
Oh.
Mercury's in retrograde.
I don't think anything's in retrograde right now, is it?
No, I think something is because I was like crying a lot for no reason. I was just like, oh, everyone hates me.
Okay.
You don't do that?
I mean, I'll have those moments for sure.
Just wallowing in self-pity all weekend.
I think our blabberheads probably don't hate us, so that should be a good feeling.
Yeah, I know. My mom and my grandma and your mom don't hate us.
Our only blabberheads, I'm
Yeah.
assuming? Oh, yeah.
Anyways, that was what I did with my weekend. Will went to Beyonce and I'm a woman and that's it. Moving on, should we get into our first segment? Why is this trending?
Why the hell is this trending? Yes.
While I was wallowing in self-pity, I was obviously scrolling aimlessly on my phone.
Sure.
What is trending on TikTok right now is this influencer Jazz's wedding that she had on Long Island this past weekend. Are you on this side of TikTok?
So I didn't know who she was, but
I did.
Everybody was talking about this wedding on TikTok.
And they're talking about it for a couple of reasons. One, because when I tell you she posted this wedding in real time,
That's
like
crazy.
There must have been like 50 videos before the wedding even started.
Which is crazy because, like, not for nothing, when we've worked events,
Yeah,
in
it's
real time.
hard.
It's a whole process. So
Yeah.
this is not just something you can just like record and send.
Well, and I need to watch myself at least 40 times and make sure I like the way I look.
Yeah.
I actually do respect her reasoning. She said that she wouldn't be able to afford the wedding if it wasn't for her followers and for like being able to be an influencer.
Interesting.
So her whole philosophy was like, I'm going to make you guys feel like you're at this wedding because I only have it because of you guys.
Wow.
And I think that's pretty giving.
That is, but it also is like kind of like a backhanded compliment to me. It's like,
What do you mean?
it showed extreme wealth, like the
Yeah.
whole wedding and everything that I saw, that it's like, no, I'm doing it for you
Yeah.
guys. But it's like, girl, you're doing this for yourself.
The wedding, people are saying online that it must have costed millions of dollars.
Mhm.
It was filmed in the same castle. Speaking of Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah, I thought we were going to mention
Trigger
her.
word.
Trigger word.
The venue was the same castle on Long Island where they filmed the Blank Space music video.
Yep.
We could see everything. There was like a ton of food. Everyone was in all black. There was a lot of influencers there.
Yeah.
Which I
Like-
think is also why I got a lot of social media coverage, because not only was she posting a ton,
They were all probably posting.
they were all posting.
I
a
heard
ton.
that there was like everyone, like when you were, if you were there or if like you're seeing behind the scenes stuff, every person had their phone out, but then they also had charger banks with it as
Yeah.
well. This is like everybody has a phone charger out.
I was going to say, remember how I told you on the influencer trip I went to, it was weird the way people were filming themselves?
Yeah,
I
right.
think it would have given me that feeling where it was doing too much.
Yeah.
Like it
It's
wasn't
like, do this
cute.
again. Wait,
Yeah.
oh, that was funny.
wait, oh my God. Yeah. Like, and I saw 40 things. I saw like 4 things of that evening from like 5 different angles because like everyone was posting it.
Yeah.
And the bride and the maid of honor host a podcast together.
Oh.
And they literally, I kind of like respect the hustle and I respect the commitment to the content.
Mm-hmm.
They literally woke up the morning after her wedding
and did a podcast?
Yes, record a podcast episode of like a wedding recap. And then they charge money for it on their Patreon.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I respect it. I wouldn't do that. I would want to just like enjoy my wedding, not do all that.
Like she had an assistant, she had some creators who were also helping create the content along with her in real time.
Yeah.
So that probably took the burden off so she could at least enjoy it a little bit more.
And she showed everyone how she did it. She had like a crazy spreadsheet of like what was going to be filmed, where it would be, how long it would take, how many people, what was needed. Like she had a plan.
That's the only way you can do it successfully
Yeah.
and then feel good about it.
But the other thing that everyone's talking about from her wedding and that I was talking about all weekend,
Yes.
it was supposed to rain.
Oh,
And so she paid a witch on Etsy to make the weather good.
I have indirect experience to Etsy witches. I'm obsessed with them.
You believe in them?
I would never, like, I don't know if I can.
Will.
No. I
You
could
believe in the Etsy witching?
100%.
All weekend I was going, thanks for this weather, Jazz. Because like everyone on Instagram was like, and TikTok being like, we're having a great Memorial Day weekend because
Because
Jazz
of
paid an
Jazz.
Etsy witch.
I believe in ghosts. I would never like do the Bloody Mary 3 times in a mirror, and I would never.
That's
sell
your
my-
Catholic trauma speaking.
It might be my Catholic guilt and trauma, but like I just feel like there's some truth.
Well, this Etsy witch I bet is booked and busy after this.
An indirect friend of a friend used an Etsy witch.
For what?
She paid the Etsy witch to curse, like do a little hex or a curse on.
Like what kind of curse? Like fall down the stairs or like die?
This is why I don't ask these questions because I don't want to get
What
involved.
does that mean? Like what is a curse? Like that you got
bad
food poisoning?
things to happen, or maybe I can't even remember.
Did someone put a curse on me? Is that why I was crying this weekend for no reason? Well,
Imagine that was my evil laugh.
did you call an Etsy
What?
witch on me?
I just told you I'm too scared to mess with them.
I feel like we need to get an Etsy witch in here.
We should get an Etsy witch to kind of tell our futures.
I actually have a psychic if we want to do that.
Isn't that your boyfriend?
No. First of all, he's a palm reader.
You're telling me I can't believe in Etsy witches, and you have a boyfriend who believes in his palm reader and psychics.
First of all, my boyfriend is from Jerusalem, so he's literally a descendant of Jesus, and that's why he can read palms.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good.
I have a psychic because when I worked on Real Housewives of New York, we had to hire a psychic to do come with us to like Salem, and so I did all this research, and I found this like really good British psychic woman, and she came and
Seance?
it was like a reading to all the women, and we didn't tell her anything in advance, and she was saying shit that was like crazy. There's no way she would have known it.
Yeah.
She didn't know anything.
But she might have Googled the woman.
it was Ebony season.
Yeah,
Ebony's grandma had died the day before.
I do remember. It was
Not
very-
public knowledge.
Okay.
How would she know that? Like,
Yeah.
and we could have told her that, but we didn't. Then my bosses and I were like, wait, we have to go see this psychic. And I went to her and she told me all the stuff that came true. And she also told me, don't overthink what I'm saying here.
Okay.
I've thought about what she said to me every day of my life.
Well, has any of it come true?
She gets the cards out and she goes, you're at the bottom of a ladder you're too afraid to climb. You don't think I wake up every morning and go, you're at the bottom of a ladder you're too afraid to climb.
That's any normal person on any day.
At the time I was going through a breakup,
Mm-hmm.
she had the cards and she started gasping. She goes, she's gasping as the cars come out. And she was like, wow, he really hurt you. And he did. And then she said, don't text him. And I see your path going in one ways. One, repeating the trauma of your parents.
Okay.
Everyone in my family is divorced. Two, a man is coming for you and you're not ready for him.
Girl, these are so big.
No, this is my life.
I'm sorry. Like, if I heard this shit, I'd be like, okay, yes, and.
No, it was really specific at the time.
Okay, fair.
You're doubting Marion, and we need to get Marion the very second here. I'm about to email her right after this podcast.
I want her to tell me things that are so not true.
No, I'm going to cry. It's not going to be a funny episode. It's going to be like me crying. And she's going to go, wow, you're still at the bottom of that ladder.
I believe in Etsy witches.
You believe in Etsy witches, but you don't believe in my British psychic.
So that wasn't the only wedding that actually happened, like, within the last couple of days. Demi Lovato's wedding.
Congrats, girl. We're happy for you.
She's been in and out of a lot of different relationships. So, like, I'm kind of, no offense, no shade, girl, love you and your music. But I'm like, will this last? Will it not?
Just in case you are not up to date on Demi Lovato's relationship history timeline.
Let's go run it back.
She dated Joe Jonas, obviously.
They were best friends, and now they're, like, no longer friends.
Then Wilmer Valderrama, who they dated for a really long time. And also she wrote that song
29.
where she talks about being 17, he's 29. That's obviously about their age gap relationship that I think she looks back on as like, that was inappropriate.
Yep.
Remember when she was like, following Henry
Wait,
Cavill?
that was so funny. It was like it was back when you could look at Instagram and you could see what your friends or the people you were following were doing.
Dang, they need to bring that back.
She basically follows Henry Cavill on Instagram, like likes a bunch of his photos. That's like 1, 2, and then 3 was post these sexy thirst traps. And it was the funniest shit. Now it's like kind of a meme of like,
Yeah.
I'm dropping hints.
She was literally like, oh, I can have that.
Imagine if you had the power that you yielded as a sexy person where you're like,
Oh, if I was Sabrina Carpenter,
oh my God.
I'd be all up on, what's that man's name I love from Sunset Boulevard? I'd be like Tom Francis.
Hear me out. I feel as a person, I am hot enough for ugly people, but I'm ugly for hot people. Does that make sense?
No.
This is not for me to be like, oh, I need some pity and shame.
Say it again for me slow.
For hot people, I'm too ugly. But to ugly people, I'm hot. Does that make sense? So I'm in the middle.
I don't understand. Are you calling yourself ugly?
No, I'm more, I'm more like, I'm just
You're like,
there.
I'm not ugly, but I'm not hot.
Exactly.
Will, don't say that about yourself.
But I'm not saying that as like, I pity me. I mean it more like, imagine being like, oh my God, the power you yield if you're hot.
I believe they call that pretty privilege.
Yes, I don't have that.
If you're just like a bombshell person, I think you live a
Yes.
different life. I was watching Sirens, show.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We're not going to spoil that show, but my whole takeaway was like, wow, if I was just like,
Megan Fahey.
or like just like conventionally hot woman, I really could just go get me a rich man and then
Yes.
retire.
That's what I mean.
It ain't that hard.
We have to work extra hard. We gotta be funny, and then people will be like, we'll talk
Yeah.
to you. You know what I mean?
I think this conversation we're having, some psychiatrists and therapists would say is toxic, but I'm with you.
we have self-awareness. I think that's important.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. I walk around with pretty privilege. Things are always free.
Sometimes I think I'm hot when I'm on the street. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah.
It's also New York City. It's like in Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm a 10.
Oh, so true.
When I went to Utah, I've never been hotter. Because they were like, oh, a woman who's not blonde haired, blue eyed, and my sister.
Right.
Because they're all related.
Okay, fair.
Back to Demi Lovato's dating history. And besides us being hot people,
And then there was that famous relationship where she got like engaged and dated this guy during COVID in like 7 months.
in 2020, Demi was dating Max.
Eric.
And basically, they had dated for a few weeks. The pandemic shutdown happened. And I guess they were quarantining together and got really close, which I think that happened for a lot of people. You know, you don't have the outside world and like other responsibilities. Everything's getting canceled. There's also like world is ending vibes.
It's kind of
So
giving
you're
Love
co-
is Blind.
But then when they dated for like literally 6 months and then got engaged really quickly.
Yeah.
And when they got engaged, stuff came out of old tweets of his kind of being like weird fanboy stalkery.
Yeah.
One, they were tweets at Demi from 2011. Mind you, this is 2020. In 2011, he tweeted, "All I want for Christmas was Demi Lovato." So kind of giving like stalker fanboy behavior.
It's a little cute to me, a little. If that tweet alone existed.
No, it's giving creepy to me. So in 2018, which is literally only a few
2
years
years
before
before.
2020, he allegedly tweeted like, "I'm gonna marry Selena Gomez." Also, mind you, Will, this is like not a 16-year-old boy.
Right.
This is like a 28-year-old
Yeah.
man who's like
If you-
tweeting like, "I love Selena Gomez."
I had a Twitter in 2011. I was tweeting like, I fucking love you, Adam Lambert. You're so hot.
And now you're what? This close to marrying him?
No.
But then basically their engagement got called off. The PR around it, or the statement she made, was like, once the world resumed, their schedules were busy.
And he was also like, after the fact, like talking shittily of Demi.
Not only that, but there was like obviously staged paparazzi photos of him on the beach, like hysterically crying. And they're honestly so funny and very like, oh, you were in it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And ever since then, she's been really private about her relationships. We don't know of any relationships with anyone since then, really.
Except for this
Except
guy.
for her now husband.
Oh, they seem pretty in love.
They met during the making of Demi's rock album, Holy.
Holy
Is that what it is?
yeah, holy
He co-wrote 16 of her tracks, so I
Oh,
guess
he
they
did?
fell in love over
Aw.
writing music. And then as for her wedding, Paris Hilton performed. Paris Hilton DJ'd. Johnny Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls sang their
Iris.
first dance song, Iris. So a pretty fun star-studded event.
Yeah.
And we're happy for you, Demi.
I would like to see her come back have a renaissance in 2025.
I mean, that would be a recession indicator, but the other girls are doing it, so you might
Yeah,
as
so
well.
why not get on the bandwagon?
If Selena can come back, so can you, Dem. What they really need to do is a Selena, Demi, Miley
mashup.
comeback. That would really break the internet.
There's all kinds of recession indicators, like Harry Potter.
I'm mad about that.
To give some context, everyone, Harry Potter Reboot on Max or HBO. or
Whatever the they're calling it.
This TV show is a reboot of the Harry Potter film series, and they have been announcing all different like cast members for the supporting roles. But they recently just announced the the trio is going to play Hermione,
Yeah.
Harry, and Ron.
Not my Ron. I just think it's too soon.
Let's reboot this in 10 years.
Like if the actors
right.
aren't dead,
Wait,
then there's no
You're
rebooting.
so right. We should be dead.
The actors should be like old, and it's like really nostalgic that they're at the film.
I don't wish us to be dead.
Maybe if you put it in a Teen Witch Curse.
We feel so passionate about it because it's part of our childhoods. Like, for example, my dad would read the Harry Potter books, like up until the last book. He read them to me and my siblings going to bed every night.
It was the only book I read.
Remember when like books would be released?
The
when
lines.
The lines for how like the clock strikes 12, the stores were open to sell them. And my dad brought us to a Barnes & Noble to wait online.
Remember Borders, the bookstore?
Borders.
I remember the line down the street at Borders, and then what happened? Borders closed because no more Harry Potter
No
books.
more Harry Potter books. And that was such like I wish I could access that as like a time capsule to relive those moments because A, it's a sign of the times, but also it really was involving our childhood. So like seeing this, I think I get a negative reaction because I'm like, girl, like you're ruining a good thing that can just be preserved, like you said, for a while before we get into rebooting because everything's getting rebooted these days.
I think we're milking the Harry Potter world too much. Like, how much more money can I give you? Like,
I know.
And also, I mean, I don't think J.K. Rowling needs any more money.
No.
I think we should stop giving her money.
That girl, that woman, I mean, she's very problematic.
J.K. Rowling, for those who don't know, has said some really anti-trans comments online, like in great length.
And not for nothing, but Harry Potter was such a wonderful series that explored differences in a very unique way and allowed for excluded communities within the Harry Potter universe to feel loved.
It's very the antithesis of her whole message.
Exactly. Right.
I am a Harry Potter girly.
What house were you? I think you're
I'm a
Slytherin.
Gryffindor. Are you for real right now? You think I'm a Slytherin?
I just said it to
That's
be...
actually like the meanest thing you've ever said to me.
Oh my God. Don't be... Listen.
I'm a Taurus. I'm fiercely loyal. I'm a Gryffindor. What are you,
I'm
whore?
a Gryffindor.
You're not a Gryffindor. You are screaming Hufflepuff.
Oh, no.
Actually, you're a little Ravenclaw rat.
You're a Slytherin snake then. I am Gryffindor.
I'm not a Slytherin. Where is the sorting hat? We need to take the quiz right now. I've actually taken it thousands of times and I'm a Gryffindor every time.
I don't believe her.
That was like actually the meanest thing you've ever said to me. Meaner than when you said my natural deodorant wasn't working.
That was to be a good friend.
Yeah, okay.
A good friend would tell you if your natural deodorant made you
So
smell.
I'm a Slytherin and I smell. Propaganda I'm not falling for.
Listen.
I actually hate you right now, but go on.
I think we can both.
Put the clown costume back on. I'm actually like so mad at you. We have to end the episode.
You need to...
When I wanted to talk about Harry Potter on the show, Will said I hate Harry Potter.
No.
That is,
That's not the truth, Ellen. I want to see. I literally wrote, I hate J.K. Rowling. That's right. That's not the truth, Ellen. Bam!
I just like can't believe I'm wrong for a second.
I did just get some late breaking news. Apparently, Elf just bought Hailey Bieber's road for $1 billion.
Whoa! Our first breaking news on Blabbermouths.
Put up that breaking news banner.
Breaking news. Da, 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 da. Wow.
This is crazy.
Hailey Bieber gets richer, already married to rich husband.
He's broke.
I don't think Justin Bieber is broke.
There's rumors that he's broke.
Sweetie, the amount of times that I listen to Baby a day, there is money going into his bank account.
Actually, he owes Scooter Braun a lot of money. And he sold his catalog of all the songs like Baby for $200 million.
So I've been wrong twice today. She has obviously invested her time and her resources into her own business.
Yeah.
That she wants to have like separate of her husband.
But then why did she sell?
And I think that's good for her.
How much did Hailey sell Road for to Elf?
She got $1 billion.
$1 billion?
Is there just money lying around that we're unaware of?
Can we sell Blabbermouths for $1 billion? Just kidding.
Who wants it? First bidder. It's probably easier to have a backer like Elf who can like distribute it
Massive,
easier
yeah.
than like these like website drops.
She was probably like, this is the highest it's going to be worth right now. Let me get out while I can
Yeah.
and make good money off of it. And Road will forever be tied to her reputation, her name.
That's crazy. Maybe now I can get my hands on some Road.
I thought it was pretty ingenious to have the phone case that you can put your lipstick in.
Oh, I love that. I want one of
That's
those.
I kind of
And then
want one of
Justin
those
Bieber did
too.
the one with joints.
Oh.
See, he's making stuff.
Clearly not that much.
All right, our next statement, which is brand new, very exciting. Our first field segment. That's right, we're leaving the studio. We're going to airlift to somewhere else with Owen Thiele from Overcompensating, who is also our hottie of the week.
And he's from the new show Adults, which I'm really excited to watch.
And we had so much fun filming with him.
He was really funny, and he was so down to be a good sport.
So
about
down
it.
to clown, and we love that.
I said what I said is just us shouting our opinions. We're actually blabbing our opinions on a much wider scale.
So without further ado,
I said what I said.
cut to the clip.
Everyone's a little gay. Everyone's had a gay thought.
Totally. Straight is better if a little gay. We don't need a song of the summer, unless it's Sabrina Carpenter.
Let them theories overrated. We need to stop them.
Fearing cringe is cringe, okay? Get over yourself.
Let's just normalize ghosting. I don't want to talk to guys anymore.
Oh yeah, he should know a lot about ghosting.
Don't check his following list for other girls. Check it for Andrew Tate.
Truffle fries are worse than regular fries.
Going to hibachi is actually a very, very stressful experience.
No one wants a shrimp thrown at their face.
I'm vegetarian anyways, and allergic to shellfish.
We don't want broccoli thrown at our faces either.
Or knives.
I can't use chopsticks.
Normalize not being able to use chopsticks.
If your flight is less than 5 hours long, don't put your seat back.
Unless you're a woman or a gay man.
If the man sitting behind you is 40 and white, put it back.
Yeah, because they're the ones normally putting the seat back in the first place.
People with hot takes are overrated.
People with megaphones are just looking for attention.
Totally. Hi, how are you? Me searching for attention.
Well, have a nice day.
Absolutely love them. I have to go to work.
So now we're going to jump into a segment called Shut Up and Listen, sponsored by our friends at First Response, the pregnancy test brand that is there for you no matter where you are on your journey. We're opening the floor for you to spill your most chaotic, frustrating, or straight up disastrous life moments, and we will do our best to spin them into something good, because sometimes you have to find the positive in the negative. So sit back, shut up, and listen.
My best friend is having a big bachelorette party out of town, and I just cannot afford to travel right before her wedding, which has also cost me a bit of money. I'm so sad to miss this important day, and I feel terrible not being there. Is there any way I can turn this negative into a positive?
Weddings are so expensive to go to, be in, be a part of.
Yep.
And I think we are definitely entering the stage of life where there are a lot of weddings, and I've already decided that unless I really like the person, I'm not going or participating.
Oh, okay, Slay.
Because I got excited when I was starting to get invited to them, and then I would go to them and I'm like, wait, this is actually like an expensive ordeal and I don't like you that much and haven't spoken to you since.
Yeah.
So now I've decided unless I really love the person or they're it's going to be a really fun wedding, I'm not
You're not
going.
gonna go.
So I just want to validate you that they're expensive, and setting a boundary about how expensive weddings can be is socially acceptable.
Yeah, to make it positive is let's normalize setting those boundaries. Good for you to have a pause for concern and think to yourself, is this financially right to do?
Some people only get so much PTO and it
Yeah.
sucks, but it's what you have to do.
Yeah.
So I think that you could either send the bride a really nice gift, on the bachelorette, something fun for the girls, you're thinking of them,
Maybe send them costumes, or if they
Oh,
if they
that's
have
cute.
that's an extra thing that they have to worry about bringing. Why don't you just Amazon a costume to the hotel.
Or if you really want to be a real one, I would DoorDash some like bagels and stuff for the next morning.
That's so smart.
And like, and just like a little thinking of you, wish I could be there. And I think that gesture would go a longer way than just being like, oh,
Right.
sorry, see you at the wedding.
Sure, you might in the moment be like, I'm still spending money, but think about how much money you are saving by not going.
Yeah.
And it's a great gesture that everyone will remember.
Recently, I got a piercing in a not so obvious place. And when I was home visiting my parents, it started to leak through my shirt.
Oh no.
My mom asked what was happening, and I had to admit I got a piercing that is now infected. I'm horrified. Please tell me there is something positive in a very negative experience.
Oh girl, I low-key have been here. Remember when I got my nipple pierced?
No.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Deep lore.
No, I'm your boss.
I had gotten my nipple pierced and I was like, my parents are like, don't you ever do something like that. I'm like, I'm going to do it. And my parents are health professionals. Everyone was like, bad idea.
Bad for breastfeeding?
Even they say, well, yeah, because that's what I'm worried about. They're always thinking about the risks. And I was like, I'm going to prove you wrong, mom and dad. I'm going to get my nipple pierced and it's going to be healthy and I'm going to be good.
Okay.
Cut to 2 months. It got infected.
Did you write this in?
No, I didn't. I already have the advice to give. Why would I need the advice?
Okay, go ahead.
Basically, my sister, my brother, my aunt, my mom, and I think even my dad were all crowded around me at the kitchen table trying to get my piercing out of my nipple.
What?
Yes. It was a very...
Because it was bleeding?
No, it was just so
Well,
tender.
you're a little too close with your family, I think.
know. This is honestly, everyone at home, my family knows everything about me. They know when I lost my virginity, unfortunately.
Why I know this story is concerning and you should be concerned. But Will's virginity loss story is really funny and we'll have to tell it another episode.
We'll share it on season 2.
If you want that story, you have to sponsor us.
You have to subscribe.
And so what's the positive for this listener?
So, with all that being said, your family will be accepting of you and
Yeah.
your nipple piercing, but maybe you can just be real with them and level head them and be like, listen, I did a thing. I did a bad thing, but maybe you can help me with it. I think it'll bring you closer to your family. It brought my family closer with me even more.
Nothing brings family together like a bleeding nipple over the dinner table.
You have to go through these things to know that you don't want it.
And now you don't need a nipple piercing because Kim Kardashian made skin bras that have nipple piercing looks in them.
Yes.
So you don't even need those nipple piercings. Just get yourself a Skims bra.
I'm going to get you and me a nipple pierced bra from Skims from Kim Kardashian.
Perfect.
So thanks again to First Response for sponsoring this episode and helping us find the positive in the negative. We hope we helped you find a little bit of laughter in your latest disaster. Keep the text coming. We'll circle back next week, ready to find the bright side of your hot mess.
Well, if you enjoyed what you heard here and saw here, you can subscribe to the Betches YouTube.
You can follow me at Will Oatser.
And me at Eleni Sabrakis.
And
us
at
Betches.
Betches. Thanks for blabbing with us.